yoga short. This should be about 15-20 minutes. When you're ready, go ahead, come to standing near the front of the mat. Line your feet up with each other. Feet are comfortable with distance apart. Knees face forward, second, third toes face forward. Shift the weight forward and back in your feet a little bit. Eventually coming to a place where the feet feel nice and centered, wiggle your toes. Then inhale, lift up through the toes, feel the arches of the feet lifting up with the toes. Spread the toes apart if they'll move. Keep your arches lifting up, but lower the toes back to the ground, rooting, pressing the toes into the earth as you pull up through the arches. Moving up to your knees. Let your knees be soft. Move up to your hips. Engage the muscles of the pelvic floor. Engage the muscles around the hips. Engage the muscles of the core. Low ribs lift in and up. Hands together in front of the heart. Shoulders together on the back. Connecting to the breath. Feel the breath moving through you. Take a deep, full breath in. Exhaling out. Deep, full breath in. Exhale out. Deep, full breath in. Exhale out. Go ahead and close the lips. If you want to keep the constriction of the throat for Ujjayi, you can stay with Ujjayi. Nice, long, deep, full breaths. Inhales and exhales balanced. And then exhale, release the hands to the sides. Inhale, arms come wide and reach up high, moving through the shoulders. Exhale, lower the arms to the sides. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Left hand grabs right wrist. Exhale, leaning over to your left. Inhale, up to center, right hand, left wrist. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart, shoulders together on the back. Inhale, knees as wide apart as the feet, Utkatasana. Exhale, back up to standing. Act like you're sitting back in a chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, back up to standing. Arms only lift up as much as feels good for the shoulders. Exhale, fold forward, hands to legs or the floor. You can claw the ground with your fingertips, hugging them in toward each other. Inhale, lifting the hips up as much as feels comfortable, only straightening the legs as much as feels comfortable. Exhale, bend the knees, knees as wide apart as the feet. Inhale, straightening the legs. Exhale, bending the knees. Inhale and straighten. Exhale, hold here. Inhale, slide the hands up the legs, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, fold in, hands to legs or floor. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, hold, press down to the feet, nice long spine, all the way up to standing, hands together in front of the heart, shoulders together on the back, feel the breath. Exhale, release the hands to the sides. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Exhale and fold forward. Legs can be bent or straight, hands to legs or the floor. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms come wide, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms come wide, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. One more time. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Feel the breath moving through you. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees, shift your weight into your right foot. Big step back with the left foot. Bring your hands to your right knee around, right on top of ankle, pointing towards your second or third toe. Exhale and go ahead and bend that knee if it works for you. Inhale and straighten the left knee. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale and straighten. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale and straighten, hugging in from the feet to the hips. Press down to the right knee, to the right foot, and step the left foot forward. Hands together in front of the heart, shoulders together on the back. Feel the breath. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, bend your knees, shift your weight to your left foot. Right foot goes back, hands to the left knee. Press from the left knee down to the left foot. Press powerfully into the right foot as well. And then exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale and straighten. Exhale, bend, maybe tapping it down. Inhale and straighten. Exhale and bend. Inhale and straighten. Press down through your hands to that left knee, left foot. Step the right foot forward. Hands together in front of the heart, shoulders together on the back. Feel the breath moving through you. Exhale, release the hands to the sides. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees deeply. Walk your feet back, downward facing dog. So whenever you're weight bearing on your hands, almost pretend like you're going to lift the wrists up without actually doing so, just to shift the weight forward to the front of the hands to engage through the palms. Go ahead, bend the left knee, stretch out to the right leg, and then bend the right knee, stretch out to the left leg, letting the hips sway gently from side to side. And then coming back to center here. Inhale, shoulders forward over the wrist, plank pose. Exhale, you can lower the knees and bend them if you want to. Inhale, stretch your sternum forward, core engage. Exhale, with the bottom tips of the shoulder blades hugging towards each other on the back, lower down to the floor. Extend back through the legs. Stretch the arms along the sides. Press down through your hips. Kneecaps face down. And then when you're ready, inhale, you can float up through the shoulders, maybe the chest. Exhale and lower back down. Inhale and float up. Exhale and lower. Inhale, floating up, holding here. Feeling the shoulders gently moving towards each other on the back. Feeling the hips rooting into the earth. Clicking your toes on the ground, but stretching long through the legs. Breathe. Exhale, lower all the way back down. Rest your head on the hands. Gently rock the hips from side to side. And then with your next exhale, coming back into a child's pose. Nice, full, deep breaths. Inhale up to all fours. Exhale, round the back, look at your navel. Inhale, stretch your spine long. Right leg lifts up, back behind you. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose. Inhale, stretch the spine long. Right leg stretches long. Exhale, right knee in toward your right armpit. Inhale, right leg stretches long. Exhale, step the right foot forward outside your hand. So if it doesn't quite make it, grab the foot, slide, wiggle, scoop. Feel free to roll up more mat under the back knee. Back toes can be pointed or flexed. Walk your hands a little bit out in front of the shoulders, and then press your hips back, especially that outer right hip, and stretch your chest and the armpits forward. The inner edge of your armpits as much as the outer, so the arms don't start to rotate in. Breathing here, gently sway the hips a little side to side. And then let the hips unwind into center. And if you want to, pressing the right knee to the right, walk your hands a little bit over to the left side, breathing here. And then inhale back through center, and maybe see what it feels like to walk your hands over a bit to the right side. And then go ahead and come back to center. Step the right foot back, all fours. Exhale, round the back, look at your navel. Inhale, stretch your spine nice and long. Exhale, downward facing dog, breathe. And then inhale, back to all fours. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, left leg stretches long. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose. Inhale, left leg stretches long. Exhale, left knee in towards the left armpit. Inhale, left leg stretches long. Exhale, left foot forward outside your hands, sliding, wiggle, scooting. Walking your hands a little bit in front of the shoulders, stretching the spine long. Outer left hip lengthens back, armpits and chest stretch forward. Gently moving the hips from side to side here. And then coming to center with the hips, both hips facing the ground evenly. Stretch long through the spine. Walk your hands over, if you would like, to the right. Left knee gently presses to the left. Breathe. And then walking your hands over to the left. Breathing here. And then go ahead and come back to center. Step the left foot back, all fours. Exhale, round the back, look at your navel. Inhale, stretch the spine long. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward at the hands, bend the knees, walk your feet towards your hands or your hands towards the feet. Legs can be bent or straight. Inhale, stretch the spine long. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms come wide, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Feel the breath moving through you. And then go ahead and turn and face the side. Feet a little bit wider than hip distance width apart. Knees soft. Bring your hands to your hips here. And then here, just rock your hips from side to side. So just lifting one hip up and letting the other hip drop. Stay with your breath. Knees are soft. And you're not letting the tailbone stick up back behind you either. So you're not tilting the hips back or forward. Maybe a baby tuck, so maybe actually a little bit tuck under, but not much. Okay, come back to center here. And then here, sway the hips from side to side. So now you're not trying to lift up, you're just trying to move the hips from side to side. So if you feel like one hip is lifting up, try to even that out and just trying to push the hips to one side and then the other side. Okay, come back to center here. Inhale, lengthen the spine long. Exhale, move the elbows and shoulders towards each other, fold about halfway down. Halfway down, if you want to, you can clasp the hands behind the back if that feels comfortable for you. You can also, if you would like to, stretch the arms off the back, but you do not have to. And then exhale, gently let the back around. Feel free to stay here. If you want to go deeper, inhale, try to lift the back of your hips up, which might pull your legs straight, but you're not trying to just straighten the legs. You're trying to lift the back of the hips up, and if that causes your legs to straighten, then the leg straightens. Breathe. And then press down to your feet. Nice long spine all the way up to standing. Release the arms. Do some shoulder rolls. And then open your feet nice and wide apart, turning out from your hips. So your knees are still tracking towards the second or third toes. Your feet aren't turning out more than your knees. Hands to your thighs, leaning a little bit forward, just shifting the weight for that side to side in your feet. If you would like to, you can let the feet slide wider apart. And then you can draw circles on the wall behind you with your tailbone. And again, the whole time your knees are tracking towards the second or third toes. Come back to center. Let your hips sink down, just someplace comfortable. And then from here, walk your hands a little bit higher on the thighs. Press down and then move your hands to your low ribs. Drawing the low ribs in and up, only coming as upright through the torso as feels comfortable for you here. And then if you'd like to, hands can come into cactus and bottom tips of the shoulder blades on the back, breathing here. And you can even move gently here. This is just a little bit more of an intense position than the last position we were in. Okay, when you feel done, go ahead, come back up. Wiggle the feet back in. So again, the feet are a little bit wider than the hips. Knees bent, hands to the hips. Push from side to side. Tick tock, up and down. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to lift the left hip up, push it over to the side and lower down, and then the right. So we're combining the two movements. The chest staying still in center. Okay. And then come back. Again, just pushing the hip outside to side. And then this time come back, drop the left hip down, and then push it out and lift it up. And these, I know, are not easy movements to figure out. But I want you to play with moving your hips in ways that we don't usually move our hips. So play around with this, have fun. If you can just do this and figure out this, you've gotten a lot done. If you can add the layer of doing both of those movements simultaneously, then enjoy that. Then when you're ready, go ahead and release. Come to standing near the front of the mat. Hands together in front of the heart, shoulders together on the back. Feel the breath move through you. Exhale, release the hands to the sides. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees, downward facing dog. Inhale forward into a plank pose. Exhale, make your way down to your belly in a way that's safe for your shoulders. Press down through your hips. Bring the arms along the sides. Float up through the chest and shoulders. If you want to, you can float up through the hands and the legs, lengthening. And if you would like to interlace your hands behind the back here, you can. Feeling the chest stretching forward, feeling those feet stretch back. Shalabhasana variation 2. And then exhale, go ahead and release. Rest your head on the hands. That's not, by the way, officially Shalabhasana variation 2. It's just the second variation for this class. Come back into a child's pose. Breathe. And then come up to sitting. With the right leg straight forward out in front of you, left knee hugged into the chest, hugging onto that knee to help you sit up nice and tall. Take the right arm across the left leg, left hand back behind you, twisting. If you need to lean back a little bit for more room, or if you need to twist to the right for any reason rather than the left, you can do those options. If you are here and you want to play with a different arm position for today, what I want you to think about is your shoulders being on the back. So this right shoulder isn't hunching forward, it's back, but maybe taking the right elbow across the left leg. Breathe. So this is a strong internal rotation through the right shoulder. You do have to be careful. Do not do this if this causes any pain or discomfort. Exhale, go ahead and unwind. Second side. Left leg forward, right leg hugs in, sit up nice and tall. Right hand back behind you, twisting towards the right. And then again, if you want to, taking the left elbow across the leg, but feeling broadening through the chest still, and the bottom tips of both shoulders moving in towards each other on the back. Breathe. And then inhale, unwind, both legs forward out in front of you. Hands on either side of your thighs, and make sure you can tilt the hips forward and back. So if you need to bend the knees to do that, go ahead and bend your knees to do that. You can also sit up on height. And then tilt your hips so your tailbone's sticking back behind you. You might even walk one butt cheek back and then the other to ease into this. And then from here, grab wherever's comfortable, easing your way into the forward fold. Breathe. So if you can grab the feet, a lot of times what we do is with the thumbs, you press the big toe mound forward and you pull the pinky toe side of the foot back. Most of the time, people unintentionally sickle your feet a little bit. So this is just to balance that action out, that sickling that might unintentionally happen in this forward fold. Which also means if you're not holding onto your feet, just to be aware that you might start to sickle and you might need to press out through that big toe mound a little bit. And then inhale, come back up. Make your way onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest, coming into a ball, gently rocking. Unwinding to center, draw circles on the ceiling with the knees in one direction, massaging out the hips and the low back. And then draw circles on the ceiling with the knees in the other direction. So a trick I often use, we're going to do twisting in a moment, and I like to squeeze something between my upper inner thighs. It stabilizes my sacroiliac joint more and makes twisting comfortable for me. And it can be literally anything. It could be the blanket or whatever, but just engaging the muscles and causing them to squeeze in more. You can also lower the feet to the ground for a gentler twist. Hands can be in a T position, an airplane position, or a cactus. Any position that you can root down through the shoulders and the back of the head with the chin in neutral. And then when you're ready, exhale the knees over to the left side. Inhale up to center. Exhale the knees to the right side. Inhale up to center. Exhale the knees to the left. You can hold the knees over on the left side. Trying to relax the right shoulder down towards the ground. Gaze either up at the ceiling or gently over the right shoulder. And then inhale up to center. Exhale, knees over to the right, looking over the left shoulder. And then inhale up to center, lower the feet to the ground. And again, using anything you have. What we're going to do, since this is a short class, is we're not going to do Shavasana, but feel free to insert your own after class. But instead, we're going to do a restorative bridge position, shoulder stand prep. So you take something and you slide it underneath your hips to lift your hips up a little bit. Arms by the side, wiggle the shoulders underneath you. Chest lifts up a little bit. Shoulders, head in neutral, head and shoulders fruit down. So Whenever your hips are higher than your head, that's an inversion. Sometimes legs up the wall is considered an inversion. It's really not unless you put something underneath your hips, which is why you see in a lot of classes people putting things underneath your hips for legs up the wall. It doesn't have to be that high. It can really be a very, very low prop. A blanket folded up several times is enough, especially, just to lift up the chest. So a blanket you might want up higher, more underneath the shoulder blades, just to get that lift up through the chest. But coming to a place, again, that's just a light inversion, because inversions can calm the nervous system down. Arms by the sides, soften or close your eyes. And just resting here. And you do keep a little bit of engagement to keep that chest lifting up. And then when you're ready, you're going to lower the hips down. And we are done. Feel free to insert, like I said, a Shavasana if you have more time. If not, press the tops of the thighs away, get some length in the low back, sway your knees a bit side to side. And then gently rolling over onto your side, come up to sitting. And I will finish with a Om. Hands together in front of the heart. Exhaling. Inhale deeply.